So guys, I'm going to do a quick comparison between so many different IEMs. First of all, the two new earphones sent to me is from Tipsy. Now, Tipsy sent out their Star One, their EPZ collaboration, the Star One, and as well as their Tromso, their older dynamic driver earphone, the Tromso. So I'm going to compare it against each other as well as the reasonably budget, not really budget, but like it's like a little bit over $100 Quartet. You know, the Kiwi ears Quartet earphone. This is from Linso. Then you have my favorite, my one of my favorites of all time. This is the Olinas. This is the Olinas from HBB collaborated with Tripowin. Tripowin owns the Olinas, and then finally you have the new QuietSea from Rose Technics So these are the earphones. I know I have a bunch of earphones on my hands right now, so it's a little bit confusing which one is which, but I will explain what like which one is better and what you can expect with each one. So first of all, in terms of design, I would say that the one I like the most because of comfort and the design is a combination of both the Star One. I really love the Star One's design and comfort, and the Olinas. The reason the Olina has been with me for many years, and I've done so many earphones. I don't use many earphones that have been sent to me. I've given almost every of them away at this point. Is because of comfort. You need an earphone that you can wear for a very long time, regardless of how old you get in life or how mature you become. You need an earphone that can fit your ear canals without giving you much of a problem. And that is what the Olina and even this new Star One can do. They are very comfortable earphones. The other sets are okay, but they are not the most comfortable that I think I've put in my ears, because you have to look at, can you wear these earphones for several hours? Can you be comfortable having them in your ears without always feeling like you need to take them off and wax your ears and maybe rest your ears? So these are things you look at. Uh, then the next thing would be build quality. Now, in terms of build quality, I would easily give it to the Rose Technics. Now, the Rose Technics QuietSea is built really well. Now, people will say, oh, is it because it has aluminum alloy cast like shells and all that? Yeah, these things help. You know, you have to look at longevity. In fact, I would say it's the Rose Technics and the Olina, because the Olina still has the same aluminum alloy. That's why I've used the this model, this bad guy triple win model for the last 4 years. The reason is this shell. These shells mean your earphone can stay for a very long time. You need an earphone that has very good shells so that they can last you for several years. Yes, the Star One is okay, but it doesn't have aluminum shell. It has just this resin shell that it feels very cheap to an extent, and I feel this over time might have, or wear out, might have issues. So the same with the this particular model, the Kiwi ears, Quartet. This model still has that same type of resin shell, so it could be a problem longer term. I'm not a fan of these kind of resin shells, at least for long-term usage. Then the next important thing will be sound, because that's what everyone cares about. That's the only reason people want to buy an earphone. Which one do I prefer the most? Of all, and I'm still yet to see an earphone that beats the bad guy Olinas. After all these years, the Olinas are still my favorite sounding earphones. It's incredible that there are so many earphones that have come out all these years, but for some reason, they are still finding it difficult to dethrone the Olinas in my book, especially when you look at $100 and below, or maybe let's say $120 and below. The Olinas are still the best sounding earphones that I've heard till date in that $100, even to I would say to almost $200. The Olinas are still the best. Um, I would maybe give the second rating to the Star One. I would put the Star One on the same level as the Kiwi Ears Quartet. They are on the same level in terms of sound quality. Then I would then say Rose Technics as the fourth, and then finally I would then give it to this last model, the Tromso, the T Tromso from the same company now, the Tipsy. That model is just bright. It's just too bright. Now, in terms of sound quality description, if I start with the Quartet is a bass in-ear monitor. It has a lot of bass. It kicks hard. It is entertaining to listen to. If you just want crazy good bass, clean enough bass, not the cleanest, but clean enough bass, just go for the Quartet. The Kiwi Ears is just a bass monster. I love it because if I want to listen to rap, you just go for it. That's its job. It will do a fantastic job for you in that respect. And then if you want bass, the second, like in terms of quantity, now quality. Now quantity, the second biggest bass here is the Olinas. The Olinas have good bass. It has that rumble that is insane. Now, the quality is the most important thing. Which one has the best quality out of all of them? The Olinas by far. The Olinas have an insane bass that rumbles when it's needed. And when I mean rumble, like if there's a gunshot, you will feel like real gunshots just happen in your vicinity. Like that's how good the Olinas are. The Olinas have incredible bass detail retrieval. They tend to hit hard and they rumble a lot. Okay, for instance, I watched the part 2 of Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earth last night. I watched it on my tablet. I just wanted to see how the Olinas will perform because I was actually comparing it against the Star One. I wanted to reach a conclusion before the review to see between the two who is better. Honestly, the Olinas are just on another level, especially for movies. When you use it to watch a movie on a high-end tablet that you connect to a DAC and you have a DAC and an amplifier connected to your tablet and connected to your in-ear monitors and you then watch a movie, that's really the time you find out how good your set sounds like. Your set, you will never be able to fool your set. That there isn't. It's either your set is good or it's not just that good. The Olinas are just incredible for movies and games. Everything I watched, I think I watched 2 movies yesterday evening when I was testing everything. The Olinas were just on another level for bass compared to everything I have here in my collection. Then the Star One thing the Star One does very well is that it has detail retrieval. So if you want detail retrieval, you can get the Star One. The Star One will give you more of the detail because I used it to watch Monkey Man. It had a lot of detail that it pulled out of from the movie, especially the dialogue scenes. It is great for dialogue scenes. You can hear everything clearly. The only place it was going to be lacking was that like exciting rumble you get with your Olinas for bass. So that's the only thing that I can say that maybe this Star One might not give you, that bass, that physicality and that impact. It won't have all that. But the Olinas are insane in terms of both mids. You can hear everything, and then the bass just kicks in. It's just crazy. It is just crazy. There's no way you look at it. The QuietSea is very neutral. The problem I have with very neutral sets that don't have bass is that they sound very dry when you're watching a movie. So it's very okay for music, but when you now start listening to movies, something that needs like things flying around, fight scenes. Okay, like I watched the new Nicolas Cage movie, I think Arcadian last night. I watched the Arcadian Nicolas Cage, the new kind of like apocalyptic end of the world kind of movie with aliens and all that, where he's raising his two twin boys and all that. I watched it last night. The Olinas were just great, when those monsters were running, running at them, the way like the earphone vibrates is just incredible. Like it makes it feel like you're in a cinema. I don't get that with the QuietSea. At least that sensation with the QuietSea. I get it a little bit with the Tipsy Star One. I get that sensation because it has very, very clear mids. But the Olinas do it the best. The people would not ask, why am I not talking about the bass that you get from the Kiwi ears Quartet? Now the Quartet is a bass set, but what it lacks is the mids and the treble to compensate and give you that same detail that you get from the Olinas or even the Star One. The Star One has the ability to present you with the vocals and the clarity of the highs. You don't get that with Quartet. The Quartet will give you bass, but the bass becomes a little bit slow compared to the other frequencies. I know you have tuning switches at the back of the Quartet. I could still check out the other combination, but I think the combination I already have on it is perfect. It doesn't need any other flick or tuning or anything like that. So for me, in terms of my preference, I would say the Olinas are still my best earphone, and I'll keep using it for several years as long as the drivers work comfortably and perfectly. And one thing I love about the Olinas is that after all these years, no matter the amplifier, no matter how loud you push the drivers have never peaked out. They've never like uh failed or anything. So there are some drivers that when you keep pumping bass frequency constantly through it, eventually the drivers will blow out. I had the issue with blondes. The blondes eventually failed. The drivers failed because of the constant bass that was being put through for the drivers, over time. So you don't get that with any of the newer sets, especially the Olinas. The Olinas all these years have never had driver issue. It doesn't even have driver flex issues. It's just fantastic. Then my next favorite model would be the Star One. The Star One is number 2. It is a very neutral set. It has good bass as well, but it's not a bass set. And so if you need something that is very neutral, you want it for live recording and everything, recording your stuff, then get the Star One. Then my third would be the Quartet from Kiwi ears. I will give it to the Quartet. Quartet takes the third spot. It's a bass set. If you love bass, get the Quartet. Then the fourth spot will go for the QuietSea. The QuietSea from Rose Technics. This one is a neutral set. If you just need neutral tuning, you don't want high frequency or bass, get this. It has bass, okay enough, but it's not a bass set. Then finally, the TTROMSO is the last one. That one is just a treble for people that love treble. If you love treble, like lots of detailed treble, not really detailed, but like lots of treble, then you go for that. So other than that, this is a comparison between these 5 in-ear monitors. So subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys very much next.